Illustration rares have been going absolutely insane over the past few weeks, and in some cases, just the past few days. If you were tuned into the Pokemon card YouTube zeitgeist like I am, you've witnessed firsthand how some of these cards have gone absolutely nuts. Specifically, the Drowsy pictured here from Scarlet and Violet base. It went from roughly a $13 card in late December all the way up to its high of $81 just last week. We've also witnessed the Bascalibur from Paldea Evolved go from a $10 card in the beginning of January all the way to a $54 card this past week as well. But there are still some illustration rares that I believe are incredibly undervalued, some of them as low as under $10, others in the $10 to $20 range. And this will be my top 10 current undervalued illustration rares. If you find yourself enjoying this video, please drop a like. And I definitely recommend subscribing if you like content like market updates, pack openings, and videos updating you on the latest Pokemon card news. We actually run a weekly show here called Pokemon Nightly News Weekly, where I take a little bit of a satirical take on the standard Pokemon news update. I think it's funny. Hopefully you do too. Now, on to the video. Coming in at number 10 is one of my favorite cards in all of Scarlet and Violet, and that is the illustration rare Palafin from Paldean and Fates. I love this card. I like Palafin a lot, to be honest. It's one of my favorite newer Pokemon, and having his shiny form here in an illustration rare is awesome. Plus, I think the artwork is sick. He's got this menacing look to him, and currently this card can be had for under $2. That's right, its base price online is like anywhere from like $175 to $250, $1.50 here. I mean, you have to pay some shipping, but bundle it with a couple other cards from the same seller and you can get free shipping. Anytime I see this card at a card show or in a local card shop, I pick it up because it's usually just $1. I have like 10 of them at this point. I think this card's day will come soon enough where it'll be more of a $5 to $10 card. The only downside to this card is the fact that it's very easy to pull. But eventually they're going to stop printing Paldea and Fates, and people are going to realize that this card is sick and they're going to want it. Also at number 10 is the other Palafin. I figured I'd throw this in there as well because I think this card is very undervalued as well. I love the artwork here in this card with all the little Finizins jumping to the side of Palafin, and the colors on this one are just awesome. It's a great binder piece. Yeah, so this card can be had for the low price of under $7. At one point it was like $1.71, under $2 for quite some time. It's jumped up over $6 now. I think people are starting to catch on to how sick this card looks, combined with the whole, Pokemon card boom going on at the moment. So yeah, number 10 is both Palafins. Coming in at number 9 is Palmont from Scarlet and Violet base. This card has a lot of things going for it. First of all, it comes from Scarlet and Violet base, which it's not going to be, I don't think, reprinted. And it also has the super cuteness factor going on here. It looks like you have like a dad Palmont just like relaxing while the one little baby is going crazy. This one looking at it all pissed off. So yeah, it's cute. At one point, it was sitting at $2.50-ish. It can be had for, here's one for $8.90 with shipping. Got 1019, 1019, 1019. So yeah, pretty cheap card. And like I said, I think it has a lot going for it. Coming in at number 8 is the Veluza from Paradox Rift. I put this card on here for two specific reasons. One, it's pretty cheap in comparison to a lot of other illustration rares. Also because the art is great and it has a Staryu here. In the upcoming set, Destined Rivals, which is coming out after Journey Together, there is going to be Misty Pokemon cards in that set, and there could be a little bit of a boom here for this Veluza solely because it happens to have a Staryu in it. And what is one of Misty's most famous Pokemon? It's her Staryu. So yeah, I think this card could see a little bit of a bump because of that. And plus, honestly, it's great artwork. The pink, the blue, looks good. There's a lot of people that also collect like underwater illustration rares, and this counts as one of those. So yeah, you could have this card at under $10, looking at like $7 and change with shipping. There was a point in time where it was roughly like $3. Now it's climbed up to, over $7. So it's seen a little spike as well. But yeah, the sole reason for this card for the most part is that Staryu. And coming in at number 7 on our list is the Zorua from Shrouded Fable. I put this card on this list for a few reasons. One, it's under $20. Two, Zorua and Zoroark are popular Pokemon, so it has a popularity factor going for it. 3, it's in a set that a lot of people are starting to come around on. Shrouded Fable was pretty much detested for a while, but people are starting to realize it actually is a pretty cool set in terms of artwork. And 4, it's because Journey Together, Zorua is a prominent Pokemon. There's N Zorua and there's N Zoroark. And this card could see a little bump just from that alone. So when Shrouded came out, it was sitting at roughly $6-7, plummeted down to like $6.01. As Shrouded got its little bump and spike, as well as all the illustration rares got their spike, it has now climbed up to almost $20. So it's seen a rise of 152% over the last 6 months. But again, it's under $20, so cheap in comparison to a lot of the other ones. Number 6 on our list is the Iron Jugulis from Paradox Rift. I love this card. I have a copy and I have had a copy since Paradox came out, and it just has this vaporwave 80s Miami Vice kind of vibe going on. It has the Iron Jugulis like flying in the night sky with all the neon lights. It's a really cool looking card in person, and it's a great binder card, to be honest. And you can have this card for roughly $10. At one point, it was sitting at almost $4. So over the last 6 months, it's seen a rise of like 112%. Pretty good. Again, it's just an awesome looking card, and it looks really good in person or in a binder. At number 5 on our list is the Skarmory from Surging Sparks. This card is just crazy unique, and Surging is an awesome set, super in demand. Even with Prismatic Evolutions out, Surging is still very sought after, and I think it'll remain that way for quite some time. And this card is just awesome looking, especially with like the silver border now, the silver Skarmory, silver cars. Really cool in person, really great artwork. At one point, you could have had this card for roughly $10-11. It's climbed up to $19, almost $20. So you can get it for $18.99 with shipping included, under $20. I think it's great value. Even with potential Surging reprints coming, I think one day this card will be like closer to a $30 card. And at number 4 on our list is the Dondozo from Scarlet and Violet base. This card just has incredible artwork to it. The Dondozo just jumping out of the water with the Tatsuguri looking on. And it's done by an artist that people really like, Igawa, who did the like gold origin forms from Crown Zenith, also did the Charizard from Paldean Fates. And this is also from the base set, so the availability of the set going forward is going to be limited, and it's very hard to grade. So I think this is a definitely undervalued card at the moment, because you could have it for roughly $11 plus shipping, $12 plus shipping. At one point, it was sitting at $3.40, so it spiked 205% over the past 6 months. Number 3 on our list is the Gloom from Obsidian Flames. This card has a ton going for it. One, the artwork is just incredible. The colors just absolutely pop out. It's a great binder card, great in-person card. Number 2, it is a 151 Pokemon, so there's always a little bit of that going on that could help its price in the future. Number 3, it's from Obsidian Flames, which I don't know how much more we'll be seeing of Obsidian Flames, and it also has terrible print quality, so if you can get a really good copy, that gives it just an added boost to its value. At one point, this card was sitting at less than $5, and now it's closer to 20 at like 18 and change. Great card, definitely undervalued. I could totally see this card being in the $30-40 range. Like, Drowsy looks sick. It's unique. It's very cool card, but like this Gloom is similarly unique in my opinion, and it's a 151 card. So I don't know, undervalued in my opinion. But moving on to our number 2 most undervalued illustration rare at the moment, that's going to be the Arbok from Temporal Forces. This card has so much going for it. I absolutely love this card. I pick it up whenever I can kind of find it at a normal price. One, it's just awesome looking. The Arbok, like looking at Toucanon about to strike, hanging from the trees, surrounded by the green of the leaves on all sides. A lot of pop. The moon in the background, great binder piece, great in real life looking card. Number 2, it is a 151 card, so it gets a little tax there for it. And number 3, Destined Rivals is coming out later this year, and who is one of the main featured Pokemon for Team Rocket, Arbok. So it could totally see a bump there. And if Destined Rivals pops off the way Prismatic has and Surging has, it's just going to drive the price of cards that are associated with it. People are going to want to have Team Rocket focused sort of binders or showpieces, and Arbok is a key feature of Team Rocket, and this is arguably Arbok's best card. Over the last 3 months, it's jumped 140%. There was a time where you could have it for roughly $8, under $8, $7, and now it's sitting at roughly 20, a little bit under. I think this card has a lot of room to grow, and I think it's undervalued, especially with Destined Rivals coming out. But number one on our list is a card that you've probably seen on similar lists like this before, and there's a good reason for it, and that is the Scizor from Obsidian Flames. I like Scizor a lot. I remember when I was a kid and Gen 2 came out and I saw that Scyther got an evolution and it was red and metal type and just super badass. I was hyped and I instantly loved Scizor. I pulled this card from Obsidian Flames when Obsidian Flames came out, and I never once thought about selling it because it's just probably going to be with me forever. But anytime I see this card at a card show or at a local card store, I grab it because right now it could roughly be had for about $15. And in my opinion, $50 is a steal for this card. It's an awesome looking card and the Pokemon is beloved. Scyther's beloved. It's a Gen 2 Pokemon, so there's a lot of nostalgia there. And yeah, I think this card has a ton of, this should be a $40 card. Like it should be. And I think it's just going to keep growing. It's grown a lot recently. Over the last 3 months, it's grown 214%. You could have had it at $5 at one point. Yeah, I think it's just going to keep going. So definitely undervalued. Great pickup under $20. And we got a little bonus card here. Didn't make the top 10, but I figured I'd throw it in here, and that is the Shiftry from Temporal Forces. I picked this card because I think it looks incredible, and one of my favorite cards in all of Scarlet and Violet is the Greninja illustration rare from the Shrouded Fable EX box, and this card is made by the same artist, Nanahara. This card next to the Greninja, next to the Hisuian Zoroark, and even next to the Kingdra, which isn't the same artist but has a similar vibe to it. They just look incredible together. It can be had for roughly $19 and change. At one point, it was sitting at like $4 or $5. So it's gone up like 159% in 3 months. Still think it's a good snag, good pickup. But yeah, that is my top 10 list of undervalued illustration rares in the Scarlet and Violet era. If you like this video, definitely drop a like. If you disagree with my list or have some other ones that you think are incredibly undervalued, leave a comment down below. I respond to almost all my comments, so feel free to do that and we can have a conversation there. And I'd highly recommend subscribing to the channel if you want to see more market updates, pack openings, or if you want to stay up to date on Pokemon card news with our show, Pokemon Nightly News Weekly. Then I highly recommend subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Trying to get to 200. We just passed 100 recently, so that was really cool. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I've been NJ Pokemart. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.